Hi, sir. What is your name?
My name is Frank Garcia.
And where are you from, Frank?
I am originally from West Tampa and moved to Ruskin in 1990. I live happily there with my dog named Webster.
Cool. So what is your
I'm holding a giant sloth claw. In other words, over this claw, he had a giant nail over it, just like the nails that we have on our fingers. He had a giant nail over this, so his claws were even bigger. And the giant sloth was an animal that usually today they live in the trees in South America, but this animal here was as big as a tree, so he didn't have to live in the trees. All right? And he was bigger than any elephant that ever walked North American continent. World's biggest claw, and I found it at the Leisey shell pit.
Where did you get the idea to dig up all these fossils? Were you like friends with my grandpa?
Now I got the idea to dig up all these fossils. When I was a little boy, I used to spend my summers with my grandfather in Lake Okeechobee. And one day I wasn't catching any fish with my cane pole, and I told my grandpa, and he said, "Why don't you start looking around the lake for fossils?" I said, "Because there's a lot of stuff around here, fossils." I said, "Okay." So I was 8 years old then, and I got started doing it then. Then I started going to the library, and the library is where I really learned to be a paleontologist, self-taught paleontologist. And then, later on in life, that's where I met your grandfather, Mr. Clarence. In fact, I met your great-grandfather, Kirsten Leisey, and then through him I met your grandfather, and of course your dad. I mean, your other grandfather, right?
Yeah. So I see your book here?
Yep, that's my book. And I've done 5 books. This is my 5th one. This one is called I Don't Have Time to Be Sane, and it's a story of my life. And you guys got a copy yesterday. And there's my dog Webster, right there, that I live with. He's a great little guy. Yeah, he's a fossil hunter.
So you said you got your research, like the library?
Library, self-taught, yeah, library, going to museums, doing asking a lot of questions.
How much research did it take? Like how many years?
I have been doing this since 1954, and I am 62 years old, so do the math.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Frank.
It was a pleasure meeting you ladies. Great time. Some of them I found and some of them I bought that. That's from India. Yeah, pretty stuff. I sell a lot of crystals. That's what I do for a living.
Where did you get these?
Those came from Arkansas. And this came from Morocco. And this is Tampa Bay. This is really unique. It's Tampa Bay coral. It's really cool.
And what is that?
That's a mosasaur. That's what this guy is here. It's part of his upper jaw and lower jaw. It's about 40, 50 feet long.
What are these?
Teeth, yeah. Mosasaur, yeah. And this stuff here, believe it or not, they make fuel out of it, shale. Isn't that cool?